have a quorum.
Yes, have a chair.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. Please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Alderwoman Davis. Present. Alderman Moore. Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderwoman Howard.
Present.
Alderwoman Murphy.
Here.
Alderwoman Boyd. Alderman Muhammad. Chairman Conway.
Present.
5 present. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Originally on the agenda, last week, we had the Alderwoman talk about Board Bill 130, and she asked that we not do it today, and I actually was looking at the video this morning that we did say we were gonna do it on Wednesday. She said she had some other obligations. But I told her that I couldn't get the explanation of the bill from her, and I said that I'd like to send it up to the city councilor and have them look at the bill and the committee substitute and come back to us with, you know, an explanation of the implications, what it really does, and whether or not the committee substitute does what she says it's supposed to do. So here's the letter that I haven't sent, it's dated today, that I'll send to our city councilor. We'll get the information. I don't know how fast he can look at it, but I would, you know, preferably like to have this back from them. And I've asked him, he doesn't have to do a long dissertation or legal memorandum. And you get the original. Well, send it to him with that letter. That's the original. And we'll get the information, and then we'll see if the alderwoman can go over what that bill means, and then what the committee substitute is at that time.
I think that's prudent.
Is there any objection to that?
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your efforts on this. My concern was, we have litigation going on. In the middle of a litigation, you pass a bill or an ordinance. It kind of makes no common sense, but you have that privilege to do that. So I think it's good that we're asking legal counsel.
Thank you.
Have we also let him know that this would preempt the litigation, or we don't know that?
I have no clue
Are we
what.
asking for an opinion on that?
Right,
Okay. All right, I think it's prudent. Thank you.
okay. So, go ahead and send that with the copies for me. Thank you so much. Okay. The next item on the agenda is Board Bill number 58. Yesterday was, you know, a good day for the men and women that work in our police department. As all of you know, we've been working on this budget for years, and going forward, until we grow the population of the people that are paying taxes in the city of St. Louis, we're gonna continue to have, and we still even continue to have, whether it's refuse or lighting or our street department or the other services that are important to our residents, we continue to have problems delivering those resources to them. What I'm offering today is Board Bill 58 that I previously brought to us and we heard has an election date of November. Well, that's over. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and amend that bill to make it August, and then we'll just keep it in the committee for the time being. And we'll give some of the larger institutions an opportunity to visit with the administration, and the administration or other people here just have to make sure that these institutions understand the resources that we expend on their behalf or their users' behalf or their employees' behalf, and also understand that the success of their institutions, their investments, their social commitments is attendant upon the success of the city of St. Louis. And so we're not gonna pass the bill out today, we're just gonna amend it and keep it in committee. We're not gonna do a special election for it because we did buy some breathing room yesterday. So I am suggesting that we put that, at least for now, amend the bill so that it says August of 2018. And that gives everybody a fair amount of leeway to visit those issues and the impacts of those issues on their institutions. Can I get a motion to amend?
I make a motion that we amend Board Bill number 58.
Okay, so Alderwoman Howard made amendment number 1 to Board Bill number 58. This one for you.
Okay. We need a couple.
Here's something.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt amendment number 1 to Board Bill number 58. Any other discussion?
I'd like to have a few comments, Mr. Chairman.
Alderwoman, have at it.
Thank you. As I appreciate the movement that's being made today, I also have to say that we also have to look at the other side of this coin. All of those entities that will be represented in this are already giving a lot to the city and making the city viable and giving quality of life to it. And I believe that all of them are prepared to do even more. But this conversation that needs to take place, I think, is very important. I think it gives us an opportunity to look at our needs. And when I talk about our operational infrastructure, I believe there are a lot of the nonprofits that can assist us in accomplishing some of the goals that we have as challenges right now, without us spending a lot of money. But when we talk about taxes, where we've been the last year and a half with our public, I appreciate that we're holding this. Our citizens, they don't need to have to figure this out right now. We've done enough. And sometimes you push people and you ask for too much at one time and they'll shut down on you and you get nothing. So I am looking forward to having a conversation with the leaders in our nonprofit community, all those who are willing to come to the table and give input, work with us. We need to be honest about who we are and where we are in our needs, because I believe that we can get a lot of great help from this sector of our community. And so I've taken the opportunity, after inquiring with you, to reach out to some of those leaders. June Fowler with BJC, Kate Becker with SSM. I believe that we'll also have on board the Urban League and Washington University on another level as far as the academic university and St. Louis University. So, but along with that comes a lot of other people who have concerns. And we want to talk about Boston, because some things were put out there and all the truth wasn't told. They had long conversations for like a year and a half, and that group assessed themselves. That's what really happened. And they also looked at the needs of the city and brought a lot of that to bear to help the city. And I think we can do even better, because I know the city. So I appreciate you allowing us to do this.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt amendment number 1 to Board Bill number 58. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Moore, Alderman Vaccaro, Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderwoman Boyd, Alderman Muhammad, Chairman Conway.
Aye.
5 aye votes do pass.
All right, and I see Jay here from the mayor's office, and so just, would you relay, thank you, the message? I appreciate that. Next, we're on Board Bill number 175, Alderman Coatar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Board Bill 175, and do we have handouts, or do they already? Got some handouts, but we'll be brief here. Joyce Sapinski from Stern Brothers, I think, has got handouts. This bill is to simply, I guess, refund the TIF bonds issued for 706 Market, the Laclede Gas Building, now Spire Energy, that was redeveloped by the Comm Group a few years ago. We've got representatives from Comm here, folks from Stern Brothers, and representatives of the Comptroller's Office. In short, we're going to refund and reissue the TIF bonds, save the city, I believe, approximately $1.7 million in payments, and the bonds will be privately placed by Stern Brothers.
Why is the city going to save money on a TIF bond?
So I would have to ask Joyce or Tom Ray from the Comptroller's Office to answer the specifics on this one. If you don't mind.
I mean, I don't remember this one when it came through. Have a seat,
Sure.
Joyce.
Joyce,
Yeah.
after you.
No problem.
and I know Jim Garavaglia was planning on doing this presentation this morning and is at a funeral, and so
That's
wanted to
fine.
apologize for not being here. So the savings, as you said, it's a little bit different than a traditional refunding. That's savings overall, how much lower the debt service is going to be. It isn't actually savings to the city. What the city is going to benefit from is it's going to pay off 4 years sooner than it would otherwise. So that by refinancing, it's basically moving from a taxable rate to a tax exempt rate, and it's going to pay off sooner. And then the revenues that are paying off the TIF bonds now, which are the pilots and half of the eats on the project, would start flowing to the general fund.
So you're saying that if I pay it off earlier, then the city gets its other half on the eats and the
Exactly.
pilots faster?
Exactly.
I've never seen one that paid off earlier.
We actually did Lockboro Commons earlier this year, was similar.
It must have been through.
Yeah, this is basically exactly same kind of structure as that.
Well, I appreciate that greatly. I have no objection to this one. Any other questions? Yes,
So
Alderman.
it'll be paid off 4 years earlier?
Correct.
I thought you said 40, I misunderstood.
no,
And I was
4.
like, 40
Yeah.
years earlier. So
Yeah.
we'll save $10 million, is that the savings?
No,
that
so
I'm
the
looking
debt
at?
service, so basically the total debt service now with the taxable rate is at 13.6 million approximately, if you're on page 5. At the lower rate, it's 10 million, so that's the difference in debt service. But
Is
really,
approximately 3 million?
exactly.
Okay,
And then
gotcha.
when you PV that, that's where that 1.7, the Alderman mentioned, comes from.
I move that we pass Board Bill number 175 on the committee with a due pass recommendation.
Second.
Previous rule.
Madam Clerk, it's been moved and seconded that Board Bill number 175 come on our committee with a due pass recommendation. There's been a request for previous roll. Seeing no objection, Board Bill number 175 comes out of committee with a due pass recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And then our next meeting, I will try to work with the Alderwoman on Board Bill 130. But in theory, we would probably, she asked to meet again next week, but we'll visit with it, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what the attorneys have to say.
Right.
You know, and I think that's smart.
When we find out what Mr. Bush says is
Right, because
returning it.
what's happening is we're coming to Thanksgiving, and then it's
Right.
Christmas break.
Right.
I know they've got their lawsuits going,
That starts
you know,
the 11th.
so we'll try to do something intelligent. Meeting adjourned.
Pray.